So Spongebob is, surprise surprise, a kids cartoon. It has always been on Nickelodeon, which is a kids network. But something that really helped the series' success was how really anyone could enjoy it. Just looking at old reviews from back in the day, this was a show that the parents could watch with their kids, instead of just putting on for their kids. Not saying old Spongebob had the most sophisticated humor, but very universal humor, and it was a show that never really went too low with the jokes to appeal to the kids. I mean, you had a couple questionable jokes, but it wasn't all fart jokes and stuff. But today I would argue this has changed, and a lot of the show is just not very enjoyable to adults anymore. And this new episode is a prime example of that. Hey! So Momageddon is one of the latest episodes in season 14, and it starts with the Krusty Krab being full with mad customers, cause SpongeBob is teaching his mom how to make Krabby Patties, and it's making the whole process very slow.
Official employee calendar says it's Bring Your Mom to Work Day.
Too bad I forgot. Boy, that would have been awful.
Of course, SpongeBob invited their moms as well. Could see that one coming, the most obvious joke ever. And now the moms are taking over and basically just micromanaging them.
Show me what you do.
Mother, you're embarrassing me. Ow, 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 ow.
I don't know what you're chuckling about.
If I'm gonna compare this to anything in real life, I'm gonna go with you know when you were a kid and doing some task the dishes or laundry, and then you get shit on for doing it wrong by your parents. That's pretty much it. I can't say it's very enjoyable to watch for me.
We use one ply.
As if it grows on trees. Christ! It should be half ply. Your profits would be much higher if you stopped spending willy-nilly.
Yes, Mama.
This episode is a good argument for why SpongeBob has went from a show made for kids but enjoyable for anyone to a kids show that's only for kids. See, the funny joke about SpongeBob and Patrick running to tell Mr. Krabs' mom he said a bad word in sailor mouth, it's funny because they are all adults, you're telling on a grown-ass man. Here, the moms just go to the Krusty Krab to take over from their, kids. Like when you was a kid and your mom would step in when you were playing, except here it's played completely straight. It's not...
I'm sorry for the delay, sir. Your order will be up soon.
I didn't say lose your disdain.
And don't slouch!
You'll ruin your spine.
I'm an invertebrate, Mother!
Now, I'm not saying the thing about how if you enjoy modern SpongeBob, I would assume you're pretty young. I know there are adults who enjoy this show and good for you. For real, I wish I did. To me, it's just how they are trying to get kids to like the show. They were oh, all the references to old episodes didn't bring in enough older fans. Damn, time for plan B, bring out the moms.
And no back talk.
Yes, Mother.
Nice disdain, but save it for the customers.
This makes me think of that one guy who kept posting on the SpongeBob Reddit about how Squidward deserves to get spanked by his mom for screaming at Squidward in Good Neighbors. That's who we are pandering to right here.
Order up for Old Man Jenkins. 1 Krabby Patty with crust removed and 1 side salad.
I ordered fries, not a salad.
The fries are in the salad.
Old Man Jenkins, number 55, absolutely loves it, of course, and then SpongeBob walks out with his Krabby Patties he has made a lot faster, and then we get one of the worst lines of the whole show.
My mom doesn't understand fast food, not the way I do. Her cooking takes forever because she adds love.
You mean there's no love in this Krabby Patty?
I'm sorry, what? So now of course everyone prefers SpongeBob's mom's cooking over SpongeBob's because she adds love, as SpongeBob says, and SpongeBob doesn't? That's the one thing that makes everyone love SpongeBob's Krabby Patties in every other episode of the show. It's his thing. He legit married the Krabby Patty just because he put so much love into making it. And the entire plot of Neptune's Spatula was that he was the one who made burgers like slow and like patient with love. And that's how he won over a guy who did exactly what they claim SpongeBob does here. Just making fast food fast.
Okay, that's enough. There'll be no refunds. You see, there is love here. My love for your money.
At least someone's in character. And let's not forget about Goodbye Krabby Patty. That wasn't even that long ago. Or, I mean, it was probably like 10 years ago. But, I mean, season 9 to season 14. I mean, I'm not gonna nitpick 20-year-old episodes, but I'm for sure gonna nitpick 10-year-old episodes because, you know. In Goodbye Krabby Patty, when SpongeBob was the one who was against like the factorization of Krabby Patties, he was the one who was making them with love, and so that's why he was against like this. I have made a lot of stretches with my criticisms on this channel, but this is on the same level as making like a new episode where SpongeBob hates jellyfishing and like learns how to jellyfish from Squidward. SB129. Damn.
Clearly, our sons aren't working hard enough. Believe me when I say no one is more disappointed than we, their mothers.
We thought we taught them better.
Just looking past how I'm not an adult, but I mean, I'm out of the Nick main demographic for sure. I would have hated this concept as a kid. Something else I loved about watching SpongeBob as a kid was just how relaxing and, you know, escapism and all that stuff. Like the idiot box. You know damn well I sat my ass in a box twice my size like a lot of times when I was little. Now imagine that episode, Idiot Box. Instead the plot being that SpongeBob and Patrick wants to play in the imagination box and SpongeBob and Patrick's moms like take it away from them. That would make a great episode, you know.
We're going to take over the restaurant and show our boys how it's done.
But Mama!
Zip it! And to the same corner with you three!
A counter-argument I could see here. I did not pronounce that right. A counter-argument I could see is how there were episodes in like the early seasons, like I'm With Stupid and Grandma's Kisses, that were on somewhat similar topics like this, but it's not the same. Grandma's Kisses was all about like SpongeBob actually growing up and like had that nice message about how you don't need to give up everything from your childhood when you were an adult. If anything, this episode, like, it tells the message that, you know, cut off your family when you turn into an adult. Don't tell them where you work. And I'm With Stupid is more about wanting to, like, prove yourself to someone who don't really believe in you and don't see you as much. In that case, of course, it was Patrick's parents. I mean, I'm not against using parents in the show. I think SpongeBob's mom and, like, grandma and, you know, even dad kind of are, like, good enough characters, but I just don't feel using them like this is very enjoyable, you know. And also, in I'm With Stupid, it wasn't Patrick's real parents, but then again, his real parents wasn't his real parents either.
Mama Crab's home-style cooking? This is gonna be a disaster. Look at what they did to me restaurant!
I think the place looks homey.
Bossy Boots, but make it less interesting. I don't think Bossy Boots is one of the highlights of season 2 or anything, but that was just a way more interesting concept where it basically had a role reversal to this episode. In that episode, Bossy Boots, we were looking on as a parent didn't like dare to tell their kid that their ideas are trash, and here we are watching as our characters are being put on a timeout by their parents, cause they are goofy goobers.
A mother is always prepared.
Eventually our moms will crash and burn, and then we'll reclaim the Krusty Krab.
Everyone's favorite character, and as Mr. Krabs put it, every mom's biggest nightmare, arrive, but he is with his mom, so he's basically not a threat whatsoever.
Ow!
We'll both have the early bird special.
Mother?
When you have a whole character that now shows up way too much and whose joke is basically he's like a neckbeard who is under like constant control by his mother, watching 3 other characters be under control by their mothers isn't really very unique or fun.
Oh God, I mean, so embarrassing.
Here you go. 2 Krabby Patty casseroles. I even cut it into bite-sized pieces.
This feels a lot like Grandma's Cookies actually, like just this scene. I'm not saying it's a rip-off, this is like one of the few episodes of this season that aren't really rip-off. But more just that it worked better in Grandma's Cookies. Bubble Bass enjoying the mom-driven restaurant now isn't pushing Spongebob towards feeling jealous or anything. It just don't really do anything plot-wise.
Of course, that mama's boy would like it here.
Guys, look! It seems like everyone is liking it here.
This episode is very slow, and that's somehow a negative here. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I would prefer the like ADHD of modern SpongeBob to being bored like this. Or I won't say that because I don't want them to be like constantly screaming. They kind of still are, they always do, but yeah. Bubble Bass makes a place for them in the basement where they can eat snacks and stuff, and it just feels like they're trying so hard to make these adults kids, to be more relatable to kids.
My time with you is at an end. I have been a good boy, and my mother is taking me for ice cream. In 3, 2, 1...
I am not hating on the show's decision to try and appeal to kids, because let's be honest, I don't think SpongeBob is as popular with kids as like, I don't know, Skibidi Toilet or something else on YouTube. Trying to get back some of your core audience is totally reasonable, I mean, make money. But I feel like just improving the show's overall quality would help. If you put on an old episode of SpongeBob for a kid, you think they're gonna dislike it because they can't relate to SpongeBob because there is no mom in there? No, SpongeBob was always relatable to pretty much everyone without having to like do stuff like this.
I'm ready for my ice cream, Mommy.
Bye, girls. Come back soon, you hear?
Well, I guess we can give it a try. Mom!
Squidward cannot yell at SpongeBob. He is not his dad, so he has no right to yell at him. Just wanted to read that one. I think it's really funny and kinda fitting here.
Mom! Nachos!
They are like playing video games and stuff while screaming for their mums. It was funny in Help Wanted when Mr. Krabs screamed, "I want my mommy, Mr. Squidward." Cause the joke was that he was very scared and turned into a little kid. And here they are just little kids from the beginning.
I think something's wrong.
Agreed, lad. We better go check.
We see Squidward's dad at the end. That's the one thing I'll take away from this episode. I mean, bad episode. I don't think it was like horrible to watch or anything. I don't enjoy it, but I could see why someone else would. To me, it just represents so much stuff I don't like about the current state of this show.